What's up? It's been 2 weeks, 14, 15 days. We are back in the saddle like we never left, man. And we starting a new series, man. The Summer Heat Check series. That's what we started. We got a heat check. We got some hot topics, and we're gonna heat check some of the stuff we said. We just gonna see if we still feel the same way, especially, you know what I'm saying? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what's coming up next, man. Water Cooler Talk Sports. We back in the saddle, man. Off of vacation. Still a little tired, but you know what? We back, man. Let's go, man.
Boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
You are now tuned in to Water Cooler Talks, covering everything you love about college football, especially everything going down in the SEC conference. So, if you love college football, you need to lock in. And now, your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick.
Ladies and gentlemen, man, we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us. Back around the water cooler, man. It's been a nice little 2-week break. I'm still low-key kind of tired, but we back, man. And we appreciate y'all so much for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler. As always, man, before we get into it, man, make sure you follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk, man. On Twitter, follow us on Twitter at CoolersPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube, so you know when we post more videos and when we go live, man. Hey, shout out to our guy DC Wolf, who around the
DC.
With us tonight. What's up? How you feeling, DC?
I'm just very happy to be here.
That's what I'm
What's
saying.
up, man?
And the man,
what's up, everybody? How y'all doing?
The man, you can't see him, but you can hear him.
Yeah.
Tell him who you are, boss man.
Man, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, and I am Marcus Fitzpatrick, and you know the slogan. Y'all ain't heard it in 2 weeks, so let's go. Let's get it.
Yes, we appreciate y'all, man. Hey, we hope y'all enjoyed the 24/7 stream. I know a lot of people were watching and they thought we was actually live. I know a couple of people in.
I got a lot of texts talking about, bro. We supposed to be at work, bro. What you doing live at 7 in the morning?
Yeah, somebody. I had a couple of people DM me and was like, "Hey, you live?" I was like, "Nah, man, we're not live. That's just on a loop. It's on a loop. It was just shows on a loop." It's like, cause I'm talking in the chat and nobody responded. I'm like, "Hey, it is what it is, man." They was like, "I'm talking in the chat, but they put no stuff that ain't even in the chat." I was like, "Yeah, man." Nah, man, if you like that idea, man, let us know. I think it's a pretty dope idea. We'll do that. We'll do that some more and things and stuff of that nature. We'll keep doing that. Yeah, man, it was just a way to keep you engaged in the shows. You just got a chance to see a lot of the other shows. You got a chance to see the NFL draft content we did all 3 days. You got a chance to see the interview with Mike G was in there. You got a chance to see the show with me, Tight, Tez, and Marcus talking about Mississippi State. You got a chance to see that one in there. You saw DC in there as well. You saw excuse
Scoop
me.
interview. You see that Scoop interview?
You saw Dukes the Scoop in there. You saw who else you saw? You saw Daryl Dapprich was in there, you know. So yeah, man, it was a good, you know, good little 24/7 stream that may be implemented down the road. We'll see what happens, man. If you like to let us know. I mean, it's dope. It's just a way that you can just see, you know, you leave one time. I know I think I saw in the chat one person said they fell asleep and they woke up and we were still going, and he was like, "Man, this is amazing. This is great." He was like, this should be this is epic. I was like, nah, man, I was definitely not doing that for that long, but it is what it is, man. And we back, man. So we thank y'all for that, man. We back around the water cooler, man. And we're gonna get back into it, man. We starting this new series called the Summer Heat Check series. Summer Heat Check. So you know, in basketball, you know, you got a guy come down the court, he may hit like 3 4-5 threes in a row, and then guess what? He come down and he missed one. They call it a heat check. Well, that's you can use that analogy, or you can just use the fact that we just live in the South and it's just hot as I don't know what out here, and we just need a heat check. We just need a temperature. So we're gonna take a heat check on some topics pertaining to the SEC, Auburn football, recruiting, coaches in the SEC, and bruh, while we were gone, big news came out about this NCAA settlement that came out. So you know we got to give our 2 cents on that, 3 cents, 4 cents, 50 cents on that. So you know what it is, how it is, man. Y'all ready for this, man? Let's get into this. Let's get into this conversation tonight. Before that, we're gonna take a look at the chat. Auburn Dad saying War Eagle. What's up, Auburn?
What's up, Auburn Dad? Welcome back.
Yes, sir. He said, and welcome back, Nick and crew. Well, welcome to you, Auburn Dad. Appreciate you seeing, man. He said, I want to bull with you, Nick, on the 10 wins, but my AU PTSD keeps me from going there. 8 wins is the most is the must and most reasonable outcome. So when we can keep our coaching staff along with players and recruits. Hopefully we can get some recruits for this class, because it seemed to be kind of not happening for us right now. We had a couple of guys come in the past couple of days, but had a big one that's in Auburn's backyard who's heading to Florida, which that was kind of already pre-known from the jump. But anyway, we'll keep that off. Auburn Dad said, man, that's my biggest worry is not winning to have to go back to square one, being out of the blue chip ratio and being behind Bama and UGA further. We must beat Baylor and win 8 games at least to continue to move forward. Hey, can't disagree with that.
I like that take, Auburn Dad.
The legend of Sweet Sugar Bell himself, Rooster Mac. I haven't said that in like 2 weeks. Shout out to the Huggy Beard, man. What's up, man? How you feeling, Huggy? Hope all is good. He said we back like a vertebrae. You heard me? That's what I'm talking about, Huggy. But in the old man, open sports talk. He says just 2 words: the return. That's what he said. The return. We back, man. If in the show started with the right intro, I'm gonna be rhyming like my Superfly socks off. Okay, then, Buggy. I see you, boy. I see you, boy. Everybody saying what's up to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all, man. It's good to be back around the water cooler, man. It's good to have everybody back with us, man. Auburn Dad said, man, it's been a long time in a drought. Water cooler talk, man. We pack, man. We pack. Everybody count down the shows, man. The king of the comments saying, stand back, the king in this thing. And we thick, with the mayor and Nick. Hey, I like that. With the mayor and Nick. I like, who do you put that on t-shirt? Put that on the t-shirt. Underdog. Put that on the t-shirt, man. Shout out to DC and Tight, man. If they on tonight. Are y'all on tonight? Y'all on tonight, DC?
No. I think he's saying on here.
Yeah, he's saying.
Oh, okay. Y'all be on Wednesday though.
We on Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday at 6. Wednesday at 6.
What up, Tez, Fro? Oh, you talking about? Oh, you saying if Tez was on the show, he Costi McNair, the hottest DJ from Tuskegee, man. Oh man, y'all crazy, bro.
I was thinking that was real, bro.
Costi McNair, son.
Yeah,
what?
I thought
that's crazy, man. Everybody saying what's up to everybody, man. Bubba making trouble. It's hard out here for a young man doing what he can. That's what I'm talking about. Connie, what up, Connie?
What's up, Connie?
War Eagle, Nick, DC, and Marcus. How you feeling, Connie? How you feeling? We appreciate you, man. And His Royal Highness is in the chat. King Richard, War Eagle.
King Richard. Welcome
up,
back.
King? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? We feel you, man. Everybody back in the chat, man. It's been a while, so everybody got to say hello to each other, man. Yeah, man. Just like a family reunion. You got to find it, man. We got to find it. Travell, why are you trying to holler at Connie?
I think you've been sipping, man.
Come on, Travell, why are you trying to holler at Connie? She's happily married. You can't be hollering at her.
Keep been sipping.
Married. Come on, sir. Everybody.
They he done brought the ball out again.
King trying to find a queen, man.
That what it looked like.
That man happily married himself. Supposedly.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. What are we doing here?
That man is sipping, man.
We doing that out in the
going on, bro?
We ain't even DMing no more.
I guess not. That's what it looked like. We just bold in the thing, bro. Can't say you tired. It's been 2 weeks and had us all in the corner rocking with withdrawals. Man, listen, bro. Y'all don't know, man. Programming note, by the way, starting June 30th, we are going to 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Starting June 30th. We're gonna do Monday, Wednesday, Friday live shows. Just schedule, man. My schedule is just it's kind of hectic right now, bro. So I gotta dial it back a little bit, but we still gonna be giving you the great content. But just starting June 30th, we going Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Then Bubba said, man, was tuning in, listening to the live at work, man. Yeah, we appreciate that, man. If y'all like the 24-hour, if y'all like the 24/7 stream, let us know, man. We'll pop some of that up because there's a way we can still do that and keep it moving. It seemed like it was pretty good. I think people liked it. And see what's up, man. Got to see keep down on that hill. Yeah, Mississippi State gonna be a ball win. I'm telling you, Mississippi State winning 6 games. I'm staying on that hill, bro. I'm staying on that hill. Nothing as of right now is making me change that. That's right. There said, man, good to see y'all fellas back at it in real time. In real time, man. Yeah, man. Everybody thinking that we out this thing. We was on at 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning. We weren't. It is what it is.
I was asleep.
Yeah, I was too, man. Well, at least trying to, man. We aren't going to heat up again on the recruiting trail until we put a good stretch of wins together.
I agree, Bubba.
Caught us up.
People tired. People just tired of hearing promises. They want to see. They want to see it on the field now.
Exactly. Huggy Bear said, "Yo, I'm still waiting on Ted's email to email me back. Got some big ideas. I let Tez know, man. Tez know he may slide through tonight. We don't know. We'll see. If Tez ain't busy, he may slide through. War Eagle fan, what up, C Hall? He said, War Eagle fan, should we reintroduce ourselves? Hey, it's been that long, man. It's been that long. No, man, it can't be that long, man. So get to watch DC and Tight, then Nick and Company. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's how it is, man. Starting June 30th. Shows only going to Monday, Wednesday, Fridays on the channel. That's how it's gonna be. Bro, are you breaking up with us? No, bro, I'm not. I'm not. It's just a bunch of stuff.
Slow breakup. It's a slow breakup. Like
it's just a bunch of stuff. It's a slow breakup.
It's a slow breakup.
That's what he's saying. A slow breakup. Hey, man, we got a long way to go.
He spelled Nicholas out. I'm dead behind.
That's what I'm saying. He spelled Nicholas all the way out.
Nicholas out. I'm dead behind that.
That's crazy, man.
It's not you. It's
not you.
It's me.
It's not you. It's me. It's not you. It's me, man. It's not.
It's harder on me to hug it than it is on you.
That's what he said.
It's harder on me than it is on you.
It's not you. It's me. Bubba said. Okay, so before we get into the concept, Bubba said, "What makes you think MSU gonna win 2 games?" Well, here's the reason why. I think the biggest problem of Mississippi State is probably their offensive line. And I think that's probably the biggest question mark. Mississippi State defense last year was not an SEC caliber defense. What they did on the defensive side of the ball is they went out and got a lot of guys that have been around a lot of powerful programs, not just a lot of Group of 5 guys, but a lot of guys that have come from schools like Texas, schools like Alabama. They got some guys from. I think they got a guy from Auburn. They got some guys from schools like Michigan and Michigan State that have come in that were probably backups on other programs that were starter caliber guys that's coming in on defensive side, and they have a lot of seniors, graduate transfer seniors that's on that squad that are experienced in a way. And then you have Blake Shapen, who I believe will probably surprise a lot of people this coming up season as the starting quarterback for Mississippi State. You got to realize he only played 4 games last year before he went down with injury. And he was on track. He was on track to have a 3,400 yard plus season passing last year. So I'm telling you, man, looking at what Jeff Lebby has done and everywhere Jeff Lebby has been by year 2, his programs have turned around and been winning programs. So, or on track to winning programs. So I'm looking at what they did and how he's flipped that roster around. They kind of did the same thing Auburn did. They brought in, I think they brought in about 45 new players on the roster. And a lot of those guys are upperclassmen guys that have been around Power 4 type programs. So I'm telling you, Mississippi State got a chance. And then you look at the first beginning part of that schedule, they have a good chance. Mississippi State has a really good chance of being 3-1 or 4-0 in that first part of that schedule. I think the only win, I think the only questionable win in that first 4 of the schedule is probably Arizona State, and you probably give Arizona State that due because Arizona State was a playoff team last year. But Arizona State has to go to Starkville. Mm-hmm. So I'm telling you, it will be something to see going there. But I think the biggest question for Mississippi State going forward is their offensive line. I think that's the biggest question. And I think Jeff Lebby has said that plenty of times. just reading some information and listening to him talking, just listening and reading some of the stuff that some of the people that cover Mississippi State. I think that's what everybody says. They just have to see what the offensive line does. If the offensive line is halfway decent, Mississippi State should be able to win those games and be bowl eligible. And we'll see what happens.
I have the same question, man, about Auburn, but proceed.
On the offensive line?
No, about Auburn, period.
Oh, okay.
What's gonna give us 5 more games? But we can answer that later. But
we about to get into it right now, man.
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's
the question I got for y'all, man.
We about to get into it right now, man. We just get to the rest of the comments, man. We want to make sure everybody's comments get up on the screen before we get into it. And things stuff like that, because this should be a really good conversation, man. This should be a really good one, man. Travell, Nick said you skipped back. I did not say that. Wait, what we talking about? Huggy? What we talking about? It is what it is, man. I don't know. I know what he means by that, but I ain't gonna get into it. It is what it is. Blake Shapen can play, but the wide receiver core is rough and the O-line is bad, really, really bad. I mean, it depends. I mean, you got a lot of young guys that they putting together, so we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens there. War Eagle, man. Shout out to Tim, man. Tim the tool, man. Taylor, what up, Tim, man? MSU, Bryce Young, Hugh Freeze, Nick, you two losses. I'm not 2 losses in a row because look at what Bryce Young about to do this year. And guess what I said? What I said? Say he top 10 quarterback in the league.
No, okay, was he a top 10 quarterback?
Here we go with that.
That was a no. That was a no. He was not. He was not.
I will stand by it all day.
You fell on that one, bro. Come on,
Bryce
man.
Young.
Come on,
we
Nick.
go on that.
Take us to the promised land.
He was not a top 10 quarterback, Nick.
Take us to the promised land.
He was not a top 10 quarterback.
Take Carolina to the promised land, Bryce Young.
Here we go with that again. He went back.
Bryce Young, baby. Bryce Young, yes. All right, let's get to Auburn, man. Let's get to Auburn. All right, so Auburn football.
Okay.
Hold up. Here we go. Auburn football. 10 wins. Can it be 10 wins? Can we see 10 wins from Auburn this year? You look at what Auburn has done, starting this summer heat check series, starting looking at this, seeing what Auburn has done. We in the hottest time of the year right now. And we got to heat check some of this stuff. We got to figure out we got to take a temperature on some of these things right now with this Auburn football team, because right now we are like 73 days away from kickoff. 73 days away from kickoff, something like that. So, Auburn football, 10 wins. Can we do it? DC, your thoughts?
10 wins, we should do it. 10 wins, it ain't no reason we shouldn't do it.
Okay.
10 wins, man, we should put it in the bank and count on it, man. But are we going to be like last year when it's like, okay, we thought we would win 8 games. Last year we won 5. So my question is, give me 5 more games, man. What makes me think that we will win 5 more games, man? I want to jump on the 10-win bus. I'm on the 8-win bus.
Okay.
I'm on the 8-win bus. I'm on the 7-8-win bus. I want to be on the 10-win bus with you guys. You know what I'm saying? But I'm trying to figure out what is it about Auburn football that's going to give me not 1, 2, 3, 4, like the Browns say. What's going to give me 5 more wins? Tell me what's going to give me 5 more wins, man.
DC has put the question out, what gives Auburn 5 more wins? That's what he said. Marcus, what you thinking?
I'm at belief that I think Auburn gets 8 wins this year. I don't think they get the 10 wins. What I think holds Auburn back, I think Auburn roster-wise can beat anybody.
Okay.
Probably can beat anybody in the SEC. I think coaching, may it be Hugh Freeze, it might even be Durkin. Coaching period, I think, will probably stand in Auburn's way at a certain point this year. So that's what I think keeps Auburn from getting to 10 wins.
Wow. So coaching. So are we saying, okay, so let's narrow this thing down like a fraction. Okay. Like, so when you do long division, right, they want you to get it as close to the number as fraction. When you do long division, you put your decimal point and then you keep going until you get repeating numbers. And even when you get a fraction, you want to reduce that fraction. If you got 16 over 4, you want to reduce that down as far as you possibly can. You want to find a common denominator that you can reduce that number down as far as you can. So when we talk about coaching, When we talk about coaching, let's be specific about this thing, because here around the water cooler, we specific around this thing. When we say coaching, who are you talking about, and what are you talking about exactly?
We're talking about Nick.
Let's talk about it.
I don't. It doesn't have to be specific. At a certain point this year, it can be Durkin, or like I said, it can be Freeze.
Whoa, Durkin was the first thing that came out your mouth, though.
Ooh, I don't agree. I don't disagree with Marcus.
I'm saying, like,
okay. Wait a minute now.
Point,
Hold up. Wait a minute.
I think that coaching will probably stand in our way at a certain point.
Okay.
I'm not gonna just say and point fingers at Hugh Freeze. Durkin could call a bad game. We even though, you know what I'm saying, we all in believers that he's a great coach, but some days you might, end up calling the wrong thing.
So let's look at Auburn's schedule. So Baylor, Ball State, South Alabama, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, Missouri, Arkansas, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, Mercer, Alabama. So if we're looking at Durkin, we're looking at Durkin, right? And we're talking about coaching. We're talking about play calling, because you got a point there. And DC, before I get into this, why you agree with Marcus on the Durkin side? Why do you agree with him on that side?
If you look back in last season, it was times where even Hugh Freeze was talking to Durkin, and he was saying make him earn it. He was saying in certain series, down and distance, he was like make him earn it. So we had problems with third and long, man. We had problems with long distance down, even second and long. It was like third and long, second and long, any long down and distance. It was like they didn't make them earn it. They would just like get in prevent or whatever and just give up 3rd and 18s, 3rd and 12s. Just giving up these big chunk plays on these down and distance plays. So I can understand what he's saying. It was like, yes, DJ Durkin is, I think, a great defensive coordinator, but he was not clean last year.
Okay, so
he was not impeccable. He had some letdowns where it was just like, Lord, what are we doing?
Okay, to your point there, how many times can you, off the top of your head, in the season, and I know this is impromptu. This is impromptu. Off the top of your head, how many times was Auburn in 3rd and long? So let's say 3rd and long is 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12. Plus, yeah, 3rd and 10 plus. Let's say that. Yeah. How many times was Auburn in that situation to where the defense off your head, the defense did not get off the field in time, and it proceeded to the opposing offense scoring?
Now I'll say this because I'll have to go through all the games and really
understand.
But I just off the top of my head, because I recently watched Cal.
Okay.
I recently went back and watched the Cal game. I recently went back and watched the Arkansas game. The Cal game, bro, that first half, that dude did not miss a pass in the first half. In the first quarter, I know. He might have been 11. He might have only missed one the whole first half. Okay. And he was just carving the defense up time after time. They couldn't get off the field. Even though, man, we still could have won that game. DJ Durkin wasn't clean in that game, dude. It was just like, dude, they was just marching up and down the field in that game, hitting third down after third down after third down after third down in that game. In the Arkansas game, man, everybody know the bust we had in the Arkansas game. I think they scored a touchdown on 3rd and 18. They're like,
okay, but that's okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. So when you talk about the Cal game, I think Cal only scored 21 points in that game, and I think they did all that in the first half.
Sure. Right.
Now the second half, adjustment wise, Durkin did his thing.
I agree.
So
I agree.
That wise, okay. So looking at that, you're looking at Arkansas. You look at, was it the defense that was driven down the field by Arkansas's offense, or was it the fact that Auburn's offense caused turnovers and put the defense in situations to where it was difficult for them to do that, for them to defend and do that? Which one is it? Because there's a lot of nuance to this. There's a lot of nuance to this, because when we talk about Cal, like I just said, I think Cal scored them 21 points in the first half. I think it was like 21-7 at halftime.
Sure.
And they didn't score again for the rest of the game.
Right.
Then when you look at Arkansas, was Arkansas's offense really driving the ball down the field against Auburn's defense outside of the first quarter and a half of the game?
Yeah. I will say this, man. I will say it's a little bit of both, but I will say in the first half of the Cal game, it was Cal just driving the ball down the field on us. We could not get off the field.
Okay.
In the Arkansas game, it was the same thing, but it was more these where you could see in the Arkansas game the progression the defense made. They had the dude on a lock, bro, but Taylor Green would somehow just skimp away and get a first down. So it was, you could see the progression, but it was still, man, it was still in bus where dude was getting the corner on us, man, getting first down. So yes, they were driving down the field too. And I will say this, man, when you say they only scored 21 in the first half and then score again, that might be enough to win the game, bro. If you can say that,
yeah, I agree with that.
So I'm not disagreeing with you with that. I'm not disagreeing with you with that, but I'm saying if you look at the 21 points that they scored in the first half, that Cal scored in the first half, but then you look at what the defense did in the second half, basically pitching a shutout. If my math is correct, because they may have only scored 14 in the first half and then scored another touchdown. But then the offense couldn't produce enough points. So was it the defense or was it the fact that the offense couldn't?
Well, the thing about it is, Nick, in that situation, as we remember the season, a lot of times if you don't go back and watch the games, we're not gonna put the blame on the defense, because like we said, we're not blaming Dirk. He's not a bad coach, but at times he will have mental lapses. Like let's not act like Oklahoma didn't have a true freshman quarterback that went on a game-winning drive against that same defense that you're talking about.
Crazy, yes. Same thing with Missouri. Same thing.
I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming.
Here's my question.
I'm not blaming him for the entirety of the game.
Here's my question: was it a game-winning drive, or was it one play where one player got burnt?
Yeah, but it was a game-winning drive too, though, man. So it doesn't matter. Like, it was several things.
I like how he tried to poke holes in the situation.
Yeah, but
I'm just being real. I'm just being real, because if it's this is how I view game-winning drives. I view game-winning drives.
But the thing about it is, Nick, you're trying to look at it as we're discrediting
down the field, and the players are getting, you getting, 4, 5, 6. You may get a 12, 15-yard play here, but if you go 3 plays and one of them is 58 yards,
it's still a drive. It's still a drive.
That's not driving them down the field. Okay,
it's still a drive. It's just, but
I don't know about that.
And I'm like, hear us out. It's not like we're saying Dirk and trash. We're not saying that by any means.
No, that's what I'm saying. We ain't discrediting him. We're just saying we can say that a mental lapse in a game, if it's a shootout and a mental lapse by Durkin causes us the game, you can't acknowledge that it might be Durkin's fault.
But my question is, no, I'm not discrediting that. But my question is, to this point, is when I say I want to narrow this down, is which is more likely to happen? Is it more likely to be on the defense, or is it more likely to be on the offense? That we
already know it's more likely to be on the offense.
Okay, so that's my point. So when we looking at the totality of the thing, we're looking at this one small area of the game to where we're saying the defense gave up 2 plays that were 3rd and longs and something like that either did not cause a touchdown or a scoring play. But then we look at the offense for a full 40 minutes of a game, and we sitting here saying, 60 minutes of a game, and we sitting here saying, yeah, but the defense gave up 3rd and long, and that's a problem. But
Cal defense.
Hold on. If you really want to be
Cal defense didn't have that problem.
Hey, hold on, DC. Wait a minute. Hold on, Nick.
Cal defense did not have that problem. What you talking about?
And I'm
gonna tell you like this, Nick. I'm gonna tell you like this. Just hear me out on this one. Hear me out.
Okay.
If you go ask DJ Durkin and the defense who thought it was they lost that game, guess what they're gonna say?
The offense.
No, they're gonna say it was our fault.
How?
Any good defensive coordinator in the defensive squad, like Marlon Davis and them, watch this. Marlon Davis and them, when you ask them about a game, bro, and they used to be like, well, y'all held them to this and that. They was like, bro, they scored a touchdown. That's one.
Exactly, DC.
Because hold
on. You grew up in the era of football where your defensive coordinator used to tell you if they don't score, they don't win. We
But
grew up in the era of football.
But
where
they didn't
our
score in the
defense
second
tell us
half.
that If they don't score, they don't win.
They didn't score.
Exactly.
They didn't score in the second half. So
But they scored in the first half.
So what? The
If they don't
defense
score, period. They don't win. That's
defense has
defense,
to score too. The defense has to score too.
Bro, some defenses look at it. That's how some defenses play. They be like, bro.
No, they don't. We do.
Yes,
there are not majority defenses out there that are like, hey man, we gotta go out there and score the football as well.
No, but I'm
too.
saying that's how
Everybody is not the 2002 Baltimore Ravens defense.
Bro, that's the mentality Ray Lewis them had though. The mentality Ray Lewis them had was if they don't score, bro, we'll score. You see what I'm saying?
I like how he just flipped it,
telling
DC, to make us feel like we discredited our defense, though.
We're not discrediting the defense, bro.
Listen,
I like how he just flipped this whole debate.
I have said not a word about y'all discredited. I'm just looking at it from the other side, and I'm like, come on now. So now we have an offense on the field that's their job is supposed to score. So we sit here saying the defense lost because defense not stopping the reform. But when you look at the numbers, and you look at what the defense is doing in the totality of the game, they're doing what they're supposed to do to stop a team from scoring. But the offense can't put the ball in the end zone.
Nick, 21
nobody
is too
can
much, bro.
Nobody can make a field goal.
21
nobody
points.
can. No coaching on the side is messing it up. Come on now.
Still, when you look at it, bro, 21 points is too much.
What?
That's too many points.
Huh?
That's what I'm saying. You trying to excuse they scored 21 points, bro? A good defensive coordinator is not going to excuse 21 points, bro.
21 points is too much.
Cal defense didn't have that problem, so why should our defense have the problems? Cal defense didn't have that problem.
Wait a minute. Hold up. Wait a minute. Tell me. Let me get back. Did you just say 21 points is too much?
I'm not. Again, what me and Mark are saying, we're not saying DJ Durkin is not a great defense.
Yeah, bro. We ain't
not
even saying that he. We're not even saying that he cost us last year. All I'm saying, the question was the question that you posed to me was, if they don't get 10 wins, what stops them? I said coaching. No matter who do we point the blame at,
name you brought up was Durkin. The first name you brought up was Durkin, though. And that's when I said, wait, you brought up Durkin first? It's the first. Like, that's the reason why I said
that wasn't a shot at Durkin.
No, but normally,
it's just me saying Durkin.
Normally,
whoever we might point the blame at is gonna get the blame.
But normally, what happens in this situation is, in the logical thinking mind, and just what we normally see, the biggest problem is what you're gonna say first. And we all know the biggest problem is the offensive side of the ball.
We've been discussing that all year. That's the reason why I ain't have to say it first, Nick. We've been discussing that all summer.
Everybody knows that.
We've been discussing that all summer. You can't beat that. You can't beat that damn horse no more than that damn horse.
We can keep beating until we see it real again. Until we see it real.
At a certain point, that you just gotta stop beating that horse.
No, we can't.
Yeah.
No, we can't.
But you can't.
Go ahead,
You can't act like, bro, the defense is 100%.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like he is just.
You can't act like they were flawless.
I never said it was though.
It's like how can Vandy defense hold us to what we scored against Vandy? How many?
We scored 7 points against Vandy.
Okay, so why couldn't I? So
off a bye week.
Right. So why couldn't our defense hold Vandy to 7 points?
That's a good question. I'm not.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like the defense is not.
Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You have to go back, like I said, like Marcus said earlier. When we look at the final score, because it's been a while since we watched the games. If I'm not mistaken, did Auburn not turn the ball over in that Vanderbilt game? Was that not a 7-7 game going into the fourth quarter?
I don't know.
Yes, it was. I'm telling you, that was a 7-7 game going into the fourth quarter. Auburn had the ball, if I'm not mistaken, on like the 3-yard line, on their own 3-yard line, about to drive the ball down the field and turn the ball over, if I'm not mistaken, or punted it one. And Vanderbilt had the ball in great field position. Now, to the point of what I was saying about the defense, I'm not sitting here saying the defense is 100%. But what I'm saying is when we look at the totality of the picture, we're talking about the defense as if it's the main problem. when it is not.
He
When
was
it
just
is
giving a
probably
reason.
about that much of the problem
Bro.
because the offense can't score the
Bro,
football.
bro.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you, like, well, we're a top 10 in scoring defense. If you're not a
Nah,
top
we
10,
want top 10 score defense.
right? If you're not a top
But
10
we
in
top
scoring
10, were we
defense,
top 10
bro,
in scoring offense?
you know what I'm saying? No, I'm saying what I'm saying, Nick, though, what I'm saying though, bro, is like you can't look at it and just be like the defense was just spotless or flawless, bro, and it was all the offense and Hugh Freeze. Yes, they were probably the majority, but bro, we had problems on defense too, bro.
I agree
That's
with
my
Auburn.
point.
Damn,
We were
that
in
ain't gonna
games.
stop this
We
debate
were
right
in
now.
games in the fourth quarter when the defense gave up drives to win the game.
But what? Okay,
Missouri.
What drives did Auburn's defense give up to win the game?
Missouri.
So when the starting quarterback came back in the game, the whole game when Auburn was playing against a quarterback that probably was looking like I'm not gonna get on the field at all.
Okay.
But when the starting quarterback gets back in the game, now we sit here and we're like, all right, okay, that's one. You know what? I would give you that one. I'll give you that one. I would give you the Missouri game. What other drive did Auburn's defense cause them not to win the game? That caused them to
you
lose
could
the
look at any game, bro, and look at it from a defensive lens, and you can look if you go ask any defensive coordinator, if you go ask DJ Durkin himself, I guarantee you he will be like, Cal should not have scored 21 points on us. You see what I'm saying? You could go look at it. He could say Arkansas shouldn't have scored as many as they scored Georgia. I'm guarantee you DJ Durkin will like pin it on him. I guarantee you if you ask them defensive players, bro, they will be like, man, 7 points that's too many. Bro, I'm telling you, that's the mentality.
7 points is too many.
Listen,
oh my God.
I'm talking about looking at it from a defensive player perspective. And I'm talking about what I heard Marlon Davis and them say when they were on defense. And you saw how stingy they were. Because that's the mentality they had, bro. They were like, bro, if they score 10 points, that's too many. They were stingy, bro. They didn't want to give up 7. I'm telling you, this is not something I'm making up. This is something they said. And that's why their defense was a great defense.
All I'm saying is this. Hold on, let me take a swig of water. Let me get a swig of water. All I'm saying is this. When we look at the totality of Auburn's season last year, when you look at the totality of the season,
You're not blaming the defense. We know that, Nick.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not sitting here saying the defense is the problem or was the problem. I'm not saying that. I'm not sitting here saying the defense was the problem. I'm saying in the totality of it, the offense was the biggest problem.
Yeah, of
The
course.
defense was this much problem. When you look at it, the defense was this much of the problem.
How much is that much?
I don't know. Like, okay, out of 100%. I don't know. Probably like
this much.
25,
this much.
maybe. So
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know. But I mean, I'm just saying. I just look at it and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, before we get up out of here, man.
All right, man.
Before we get up out of here,
Right.
we're gonna take a look at these comments. But
Y'all got
DC
me
asked the
y'all got
question:
me on
What
screaming
gets
tonight.
Auburn?
Go ahead.
What gets Auburn another 5 wins?
Yeah.
Is what DC asked earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I think we debated that. We didn't debated that in this
Bruh.
whole little situation.
Bruh,
Coaching.
we have debated a lot. We debated a lot.
If you
Yeah,
ask me
man.
what gives us 5 more wins, it's coaching.
Okay. That's good. That's good
Okay,
stuff.
I agree with you there. Okay, so and to your point, we have stated this on this show in the past plenty of times. Go
And
watch
you
all
want
episodes.
specifics, Nick? Like you said, water cooler, we give specifics.
We give
So
specifics.
specifically, coaching
Specifically,
red
man,
zone
we give
efficiency is
specifics.
one. Time management is another.
That's another.
Being able to know how to use your personnel, I can say is a third. We can run down. Nick, you want some specifics? Throw some specifics in there for him, Nick.
That's good.
We've been going
Specifics
2
is
weeks.
this. Better special teams play.
Okay,
Having special teams
specifically.
play is good.
That's good.
You know what else is specifically better? Specifically being better in the red zone.
You
Would be
better tell them,
than-
Nick.
Absolutely.
You know what
I
I'm
agree.
saying?
agree
Not
with that.
knowing that there's a 2-minute timeout now in college
Yeah.
football and not calling
Yeah.
a timeout with 2 minutes, 2 seconds left before the on the clock. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
and then you look at another one specifically. If you call a play and then you see your quarterback tell the running back to move to the other side of him to change the play, call timeout when you in the game and get the play right because you got a chance to win the game when you only down by like 4 points. Come on, man.
Okay, let me ask y'all this. Okay, since y'all said that specifically,
Yeah.
time management, red zone, He, as far as coaching, Marcus said, using your right personnel in the right situations. Okay, so those are things that once corrected, we'll get 5 wins. Okay, so how can y'all guarantee me those things gonna be corrected?
I can't guarantee you. You just got to see it in the Baylor game.
To your point, DC, we can't guarantee.
I can't guarantee you. He had 2 or 3 years to guarantee you that, DC. I ain't guaranteeing you nothing.
Here is the reason why
you see it in the Baylor game, DC. That's when you feel.
Here's the reason why I feel so strongly about Auburn having those extra 5 wins, because of what Hugh Freeze has been saying the past 2 seasons and what he did this offseason. Okay, this man went and got a bunch of talent.
Okay. He's
gonna use the talent. Okay, he's gonna use the talent to cover up any mistakes that potentially could happen in coaching. I'm telling you, when you have the talent there, and the talent can, like, for instance, let's say this. All right, Robert Lewis. I'm not down at Robert Lewis, because Robert Lewis was a good player. But if you throw Robert Lewis the ball 3 feet too high, 2 feet too far to outside wide, right? More than likely, Robert Lewis is not gonna make that catch. Okay. When you go and get a Eric Singleton, and you see, and we've seen what this man has done at practice, and you've seen the catch ratings that this man has. If you if the quarterback misplaces the ball in his vicinity, he is still going to find a way to go get the football, because we've seen him do it on film. So when you have, what he has done is he has basically went out and basically went like the small areas that causes us to miss plays. So throwing the ball 3 feet outside of where the ball's supposed to be, I'm gonna go get a player that will make that catch. That's an athlete that will make that catch. I'm gonna go get Eric Singleton.
Sure.
That's what I'm gonna do. So you cover that up by going to get talent that covers up mistakes from players. And if it's a messed up play call, you go get talent that's just gonna be like, I'm just gonna get the football and just do what I need to do.
So you think the talent,
but Nick, you didn't call the name. I agree 100% with what you said, and that's what I've been saying these last 2 weeks. But you didn't call the name that I thought you were gonna call.
Who you talking about?
The name that I thought you were gonna call, that I think he has hitched his horse to, that you have been very high on, Nick, in the past, is Jackson Arnold. I think.
Oh yeah, the Heisman finalist. He gonna be the Heisman finalist.
I think, and
that was my
more and more. Me watching film, Nick, I think you were right. I think the way he's gonna have to improvise and pull the ball down and use those receivers as escape options, I think that guy could probably will us to 10 wins if he doesn't get hurt.
Okay, so and that was my next question was, do y'all think Bryce? Do y'all think?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Carolina, baby.
No, we don't. We don't think Bryce. Nothing.
Carolina, baby.
Do y'all think Jackson?
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, DC. Hold that thought. Hold that thought, DC. Hold that thought for like 3 seconds. Hold that thought for 3 seconds. JT in the building. What up? He gave us the quote of the day. He said, "Ain't enough." Ain't enough. Shout out to JT. My bad. I didn't get that.
That's all good, man. Yeah. Do y'all think, man, that Jackson Arnold is that much of an improvement over Peyton Thorne? Because, and I need to see Hugh Freeze and Peyton Thorne not together.
DC, I think with what he once done at that quarterback position,
exactly.
I think exactly for what he wants to see at that quarterback position, I think Jackson Arnold is that guy. And for me, watching film, pass, and of practices, he wants a guy that can scramble, improvise, and can throw spot-on passes when it's necessary.
The thing about Jackson Arnold is this, man. Jackson Arnold is, when you look at Jackson Arnold last year at Oklahoma, Jackson Arnold just did not look comfortable. He was not comfortable at all last year at Oklahoma. When you look at his year when Jeff Lebby was the offensive coordinator there, they won a bowl game with Jackson Arnold at quarterback. He won a bowl game. And when you kind of look at Jeff Lebby's offense and you kind of look at what Hugh Freeze is moving towards with this offense at Auburn, they're not similar. I mean, they're not the same, but they're similar in a way. it's not like the I'm not gonna say air raid that Jeff Lebby runs. It's kind of in that Art Brow style system that Jeff Lebby is in. So it's he puts players in situations that work best for them. But in this situation, for what Hugh Freeze wants to do with going around getting all this talent around the quarterback position, all the wide receiver talent around the quarterback position, I just feel like what's about to happen. Shout out to Sharp. What up, B Sharp? How you feeling, my guy? What up, B Sharp? What's going on? I just see this. I just see Jackson Arnold just having a breakout season this year. Like Jackson Arnold potentially, like what he potentially can do. Like I feel like he's an upgrade at quarterback than what we had last year at Peyton Thorne, because what Peyton Thorne lacked in just going out and making a play, I think Jackson Arnold can do that.
Yep.
In what I've seen him do, let's not use last year, but use the year that he had under Jeff Lebby at Oklahoma. When you go look at those plays and you see how and you insert that into this offense, it's up from there. And then you go out and get an Eric Singleton. You got the maturation of a Malcolm Simmons, the maturation of a Cam Coleman. You got Sam Turner coming on. If you just look at Perry Thompson, you hear a lot about what Perry Thompson potentially is going to do this season as potentially the third or fourth wide receiver, more likely the fourth wide receiver on the depth chart. So, I mean, I'm just looking at it and I'm just saying this is set up perfectly. The offensive line in the interior for me is solid. Chaplin at the left tackle is an offensive is an NFL player. You got questions on the right side. I'm not too worried about it because it's not Jackson Arnold's blind side. If it was Deuce Knight, I would be a lot worried because that would be Deuce Knight's blind side on the right side. But other than that, I'm sitting here and I'm looking at it like, man, this offense is primed just off talent wise. Like I don't think Hugh Freeze has to be that perfect of a play caller this year because the talent on this team is just so upgrading, it's just so superb. So even with him being mid to a little bit above average with the play calling, it's gonna look really, really well. In my personal opinion.
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, I got you. So do you think we win? So you thinking we coming out to shoot win in the first 4 games?
I think we win. I think we win out of the first 4. I think we win 3 of the first 4.
Okay.
I think we lose. I think we lose to Oklahoma. On the road.
Yeah, Oklahoma. I got you.
Yeah. But I will say this though, Nick. If Jackson Arnold looks bad, Hugh Freeze should detach himself. He shouldn't go through the whole season with Jackson Arnold if he looks bad.
Okay, so now you're trying to get into the conversation of now should you start playing Deuce Knight early? I mean, because that's what it sounds like.
If Jackson Arnold is not that guy, of course.
Oh man.
I think you saved your job by doing that,
bro. And I hate to even be having this conversation, but yeah, if by like the mid season, if it ain't looking good, bro, you gotta
throw Deuce Knight in there.
Yeah, because you gotta sell the future.
Yeah, you gotta see exactly, and that saves your job.
Yeah, you gotta sell the future, man.
Okay, now we get into another conversation. Now you gotta say the future, but in that situation, if Jackson Arnold is that bad, right? If from what we saying, if he's that bad, is that bad Jackson Arnold still enough to win 7-8 games?
I don't know, man. I have to see how bad it is, bro.
Yeah, exactly. That's one thing I gotta just see. That's what I gotta see.
Yeah, I gotta see how bad it is before you say what it is.
I want to get on the train, man. I do. I want to get on the train, bro. I want to get on this 10-win train.
Shout out to Cam. I don't think Cam was in the chat early, but I'm gonna read his comment because this is the first time he commented. He said, "All I know is he said all I know is our defense had 4 turnovers against Bama, and our offense was so bad we had to do a double pass with Jarquez." Let's talk about that double pass, bro. Let's not talk about that double pass. Jesus. That is not what. Let's not talk about the double pass because that was probably one of the dumbest play calls in the history of college football, and I'm gonna just say it: one of the dumbest play calls we've ever seen in college football, man. Man, we're just getting through the rest of the comments, man. Bubba said scoring at least 28 would be a good start. I think DC said if we scored 28 points, if we scored at least 28 points last year, we win 8 games? Is that what you said, DC?
Might have been 10.
No, you said I remember you saying if we scored at least 31.
Yeah,
we would
24
have been
we
undefeated.
scored, we'll win. Yeah, if we scored 31, we were undefeated. If we scored 28, I think we would have won 10 and been tied with Alabama.
Okay.
Would have been
Alabama was
been in the playoffs.
Alabama was that final score was 28-14, if I'm not mistaken.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If we would have scored 28, we would have tied with Alabama going to overtime. Probably playing to get in the playoffs. Probably.
Okay. So DC, you got Auburn going what, 8-4, 9-3?
Yeah, I got them winning eight games.
Okay. Marcus, what you got Auburn doing?
8-4.
8-4. I'm sticking with it, man. Auburn 10-2, man. Auburn 10-2, man. I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking to the train.
I want to believe that, man. I want to believe that.
I'm sticking on the 10-2 train.
On that train, man. And see, like I said, is my vision is skewed because I want to see Hugh Freeze offense. We haven't seen a Hugh Freeze offense, man, without Peyton Thorne.
Mm-hmm.
So we can't just detach our thinking, and because I'm not gonna blame Peyton Thorne, but I would like to see, you know what I'm saying, them apart. I would like to see Peyton Thorne and the pros without Hugh Freeze and Hugh Freeze coaching Auburn without Peyton Thorne. To see, you know what I'm saying, is there going to be a difference, man?
Okay. All right, then. I hear you. Just getting through the rest of these comments before we get up out of here, man. Travell said, like y'all said, we don't have Daniels Wade. We don't have Daniels Wade, huh? What that mean?
Y'all said that like we don't have Daniels waiting. Basically, he's saying that they'll put Daniels in before Deuce, which to me,
Aston Daniels.
Which to me that doesn't save Hugh's job. That might save the 7 games or the 8 games, but that doesn't save Hugh's job. Saving Hugh's job is putting Deuce in, having Deuce show great flashes, and us saying that we want Hugh to coach Deuce going forward.
But the question, here's my question to that though: if Coach Hugh Freeze is not able to do that with Jackson Arnold, what gives you? And here's where my doubt would come in at.
Mm.
What would give us the wherewithal or the diction or the courage to say that he would do that with a young Deuce Knight? To be able to win with a young Deuce Knight, bringing him in the middle of a season like that. Like, if he wasn't able to do that with Peyton Thorne, and he wasn't able to do that with Jackson Arnold, 2 guys that have been in college football for at least 2 seasons, 2 years. Peyton Thorne, I believe, 4 or 5 years. I mean,
I'm not saying that he can, but all I'm saying is that's his best chance. He gonna get fired anyway.
Wow. I don't think Deuce. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I'm not. If go back and watch the videos that we've talked about this on the Deuce situation, I just think because of, in the words of Auburn Dads, the Auburn fan PTSD, Deuce comes out and Deuce has a bad game. I think Auburn fans, because of the fact that we've had, and it won't be anything because of what Deuce is doing. It will be because of the previous seasons that Auburn has had of losing seasons. You put him out there. And then everything that has been said about him from spring practice all the way up to here, basically saying he's been like this, you know, with Jackson Arnold. But then you get out there, you're not able to perform. What are we saying? Like, people looking at it like, I don't know, man. And then now we expect him to come in.
I think it's the opposite, nigga. I think that's the more reason for us to be patient. If we see this season going down the tank, I think that we will want that breath of fresh air. Because we seen last year him attach himself to a quarterback the whole season, even though he looked bad. So I think we will be cool with even like going back to what Terrell said. Even if we put Daniels in, we'll probably be cool with that. Like, we just don't want to go through a bad season and no changes be made.
But the thing, no, I'm not disagreeing with you there, because I think everybody said last year, even though I was like, I don't think Hank Brown was the quarterback that they wanted at Auburn. At Liberty, he probably would have been he would have shined. But at Auburn, I don't think Hank Brown was the guy that they wanted in this system to run this system in the SEC conference. It wasn't that I did not like Hank Brown. It's just the fact I just don't think they thought his skill set transferred to the SEC. And that's the reason why you saw him pulled after the first half of Arkansas. If you would have given him a chance in that game to feel a way to bring himself back, then you probably would have saw what you had going down the season, and we probably having a different conversation.
I agree
this year.
100%. You
see what I'm saying? We probably have a different conversation. If you give him the opportunity to work his way back into it, and see what he can do instead of just pulling him after the first half.
Yep.
And seeing what happened. We probably we probably sitting here like, oh yeah, Auburn winning 9-10 games. Easy.
Yeah, I agree.
Because of what we saw. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly feel that they didn't think that man was the answer at quarterback at Auburn in the SEC. That's just how I saw it. Just from the way that they handled him. It just didn't seem right. It didn't seem right. But when we talk about bringing in Deuce, it's not about Deuce not being ready. It's about more the fan base, because I don't think Deuce, if it's that bad, is Deuce the answer to get us to 8 wins? And if he's not the answer to get us to 8 wins, the fan base is going to be like, oh man, here we go again. You're not able to evaluate quarterbacks because guess what? We just saw what he did.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you never know, man. You never know. Sometimes you're sitting the guy that is the guy. Sometimes.
You got a point.
Not all the time, you know what I'm saying? Like Georgia, they just won 2 back-to-back national championships with a walk-on. You see what I'm saying? And I know that is very in history. That's that's very few far in between in history. But sometimes, bro, you do have the man that has it all on the bench. He might not know the whole playbook, but he has the intangibles to win. You know what I'm saying? With a decreased playbook. You might have the guy that can do the whole playbook and know it backwards and write it on the board, but he might not have the game readiness, or he might not be able to do it under the lights, man. He just
What's up, Brad? What's going on, Brad? How you feeling, man? How you feeling, Brad? My bad, DC. I didn't mean. I just.
No, you good, man. You good, man. Brad more important than me, man.
Nah, man. I mean, shout out everybody.
Brad is more important than
everybody
me,
is somebody around the water cooler. That's what that is.
King Richards is a little more important.
No, everybody is somebody around the water cooler, man. We rocking with y'all.
That's what's up.
All right, man. We about to get up out of here, man. We back. We back around the water cooler, ladies and gentlemen. We back. We back there, man. So we appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here, man, around the water cooler. Getting these last little comments in before we get up out of here, man. Shout out to Connie for rocking with us here around there, man. Shout out to everybody for rocking with us around the water cooler as always. We appreciate y'all. Programming note, like I said, starting June 30th, we're gonna go back to 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, starting June 30th. So you got us every day. The rest of this week, the rest of next week, and then the week after that, we going back to 3 days a week. And then we're gonna make an exception because SEC Media Days is July 14th through the 17th. So we'll more likely do every day that week because we want to keep up with SEC Media Days and what was said and done during that period there. So we appreciate y'all so much, man. DC, tell them where they can find you at, Mike.
My man at Auburn_Addicts, Auburn Addicts TV on YouTube. And for the record, me and Marcus are not saying the defense was the problem.
Thank you for
we
playing
are
that
saying
up.
the offense was the problem, but the defense was not, you know what I'm saying, 100%, man. So don't go out, misquoting me and Marcus, at school and on the bus and stuff.
Yes, man, at school and on the bus,
yeah,
man.
when you go to school, you get on the bus and, you know what I'm saying, go to the skateboard park, or when you're riding horses on the, trail and doing your trail ride dances, how you dance, yeah, Marcus and DC said, Marcus and DC said it was the defense fault, you know what I'm saying, just,
Make sure y'all go follow our guy at Auburn Tez at It's SEC Season. Go follow our guy Tight Alabama Football Megacast over on YouTube over there as well, man. Follow our guy Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast, man. Make sure y'all go over there and support Dustin over at the Uptempo Podcast, man. I got B Sharp over at the Sharpshooters Sports now is what it is. Make sure y'all go check them out, man. Go check out Vandy Chris over at the Golden Broom Podcast as well. And of course, check out our guy Bubba and the Old Man Auburn Sports Talk on YouTube as well. Make sure y'all go check them out and subscribe to all of the guys' channels over here on YouTube. And apparently King Commentary is coming soon. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Terrell, you gotta let us know, bro. When is it coming? King Commentary is supposed to be coming. Mark, you got any insight on that?
Hey,
nope.
Man. Nope. He ain't act like I do. Nope.
Oh man, make sure y'all follow us.
About it like you guys. Well, he told me about it that morning. That's what he said.
He ain't gonna need a moderator, man.
Yeah, exactly.
He gonna
need he gonna need holy water, a moderator.
He gonna ladies in the comments.
Exactly. Everything. Man, follow us on Facebook at the Water Cooler Talk Podcast, man. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Water Cooler Talk. Follow us on Twitter at CoolestPod23. And of course, subscribe, like, share, and hit the notification bell button here on YouTube. So you know when we post more videos and when we go live here around the water cooler, man. We appreciate y'all so much for rocking with us here around the water cooler as always, man. We're going to get these last couple of comments in before we get out. The Huggy Beard, the Rooster Mac himself, the legend of Sweet Sugar Bow Williams said, great show. Shout out to Huggy for always watching with us as well, man. The king himself. King of the comments, Travell said Georgia QB was not there to win, but hold on, my eyes. There we go. Okay, but Georgia QB was not there to win, but to lose. Defense was what they leaned on in that first year. That first championship, it was the defense. That second one, Stetson Bennett took a step.
Yeah. He broke Auburn back with his leg.
Yeah, he did, man. JW, man, shout out to JW. He said we won't have long to tell. War Eagle fella. Shout out to you, JW. War Eagle to you, man. I think it's like 73 days until
real though, JW.
And guess what? The game against Baylor will be on Fox on Friday, August 29th at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. We need to do something. We need to do a live watch party for that. We need to do a live watch party for that.
You know I'm gonna be on after the game.
Hey, you know we're gonna make it happen. We gotta do a live watch party, and we're gonna be on after the game.
DC, I can't wait.
We're gonna be on with DC after the game, and we're gonna do a live watch party. DC, you want to do a live watch party while we watch?
I don't know, man. We'll talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Shout out Lil Huggy said what's happening. Shout out Lil Huggy. Shout out to Dude. Tell him what's up. Tell him what's up, man.
Mad Max.
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, bro. King Richard said, man, great show. Shout out to King Richard, man. Shout out to KK and her travel team, man. The next Auburn softball great player. KK, shout out to all them. Yeah, he said, you all have been missed, man. You know what? You can't, man. We appreciate y'all, man. If y'all want the 24/7 stream to come back, let us know. We'll make it happen. Auburn Dad said, man, glad to have the fan back together. Yay. That's what I'm talking about. Not the Ice Cube. Yay. I like that. Yeah, we at 645, man. Help us get to 650. We're trying to get to 650. We trying to get to 650 and then get to 700. So we're gonna make it happen, man. Let's see if we can get to 700 before the season starts. We'll see what happens. He said, yo, tell Ted to check his email. I will let Ted know to check his email, man. Yo, man, shout out to Sharpshooters, man. He said hit the like button, man. We appreciate y'all so much, man. All right, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, man. And we're gonna keep this summer heat check series going. Summer heat check series is continuing tomorrow night around the water cooler, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Running. Look. They won a ring this past. I'm telling y'all, man.
Hey, let's go.
We are the champions of the world. That's what I'm talking about. Great job. Great accomplishment. It's always good to be a champion, whether it's YMCA, middle school, high school state championships. Wish we can get one in national championship in college and then Super Bowl, whatever. Hey, it is what it is, man. So we appreciate y'all, man, for continuing to rock with us here around the water cooler. We'll be back 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central, back around the water cooler tomorrow, man. And we're going to keep this summer heat check series going. And we're going to talk about another issue. We're going to talk about another issue in the SEC, Auburn, which is coming. We coming. We coming. You know, not like Chuck, not what Chuck said, but, you know, we coming. Okay. You know, y'all know what I'm talking about. You know, shout out to the TNT guys. They're going to be on ESPN next year. All right, man, let's get up out of here, man. As always, man, y'all have a good one. Better yet, y'all have a great one. Y'all be blessed, man. Make sure y'all give the man upstairs above his, because guess what? He deserves all the praise and all the glory, man. And until tomorrow, it is, as always, one love, ladies and gentlemen. And guess what? We out this mug. We holla. Hey,
boys and girls of all ages, you're tuned into the Water Cooler Talk podcast, the biggest podcast in the world. Yeah.
Thanks for checking out this episode of Water Cooler Talks with your hosts, Nick Frazier and Marcus Fitzpatrick. Make sure you like and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so that you never miss an episode.